You know, the relationship between Pakistan and UAE are historic. In fact, Pakistan was a country which sent its first ambassador 6 months before UAE got independence. Our first ambassador, Ambassador Jamiluddin Hassan, came to UAE in June 1971, and we had sent our economic advisors, agriculture advisors, defense advisors way before that. So it is a great opportunity for me to come back to this country because I have served here earlier as well. I was here previously as a counselor between 2007 and 10, and I'm really back. I'm happy that I'm back after 12 years too, because like the UAE considers Pakistan as their second home, Pakistanis also consider UAE as their second home. So it's a great opportunity for both countries, for people of both countries, and most important for businesses of both countries to work together. The last statistics, the trade between Pakistan and UAE for during the last calendar year was $10.6 billion. This is the highest trade that Pakistan has in the MENA region, and UAE is amongst the top 2-3 trading partners of Pakistan. But I strongly believe that the potential is much more. And one of the main endeavors that I have been tasked by the political leadership of Pakistan is to increase trade, business opportunities, investment, and cultural interaction between the two countries. So I'll be working on that very closely. During my time, frankly, I would be at least hoping to take it to double effort, or not to increase it, because that would be my endeavor. Because Pakistan, that's what I say, that in terms of population, it is the 5th most biggest country in the world. So the potential is so much, and of course it's not very far. Frankly, I've talked to a lot of ambassadors. Some have to travel for 8 hours, some have to travel for 10 hours to reach their capitals. From here, a flight to Karachi is 1 hour 20 minutes, and into Islamabad is 3 hours. So the physically and geographically we're also very close, and culturally and historically we're very close. So that would be my endeavor, to increase the trade between the two countries manyfold. Like always, UAE was the most generous during the last floods. Frankly, that's what as was stated by the Secretary General UN when he visited Pakistan in August, that it was monsoon on steroids, and it was flooding of biblical proportions they have not witnessed. There were areas which got as much rain in 1 week which they used to get in 13-14 years. Almost 32% of the Pakistan landmass was affected. 30 million people got affected, and there was extensive damage to people. 1,700 people died. There was a massive loss to everything. So it was a massive loss, and the UAE was the most generous. Straight away, thanks to His Highness Sheikh Mohammed, the UAE established a air and land bridge between the two countries, and they sent over 70 flights, a lot of ships, and this was critical in supporting those people who were affected by it in the first place. So they will be opening a conference in Geneva, and of course that would be a massive, because we have to further rehabilitate, reconstruct the lives and livelihoods of those people that we'll be focusing on. You know, UAE has taken a lead in climate change because it will be hosting the next session of COP. And of course, it has that headquarters of ARENA as well, because UAE has taken a lead that through renewables, we can address this issue of climate change. Climate change is something which is really impacting the lives and livelihoods of so many people, and Pakistan is one country. We produce less than 0.08% of, and we are the 6th most country which has been impacted through climate change. I tell a lot of people, as I was growing up, we used to have 1 flood in 10 years or 20 years. Then in 2010 and 11 we had 2 floods, and the latest flood was a different kind of flood. I go up north in the country regularly from my childhood, And I've seen those glaciers disappear before my eyes. And this time I've seen the movement. So climate change is something that we have to address, because the climate and environment is a common heritage of the entire planet. So if we don't address it, so we will not be able to resolve the issue. So we are very hopeful that after Sharm el Sheikh, UAE has taken a lead this year, and Pakistan has been the chair of Group of 77. We negotiated the fund in the last COP27 in Sharm el Sheikh, and we'll be carrying forward the same thing, that those countries who have been deeply impacted by the effect of climate change, their issues have to be addressed. This issue had been on the agenda for the last 30 years, but it was never implemented. It was during the chair of Pakistan that all countries, 135 countries of G77 and China, we closed ranks, and it was accepted by the world, both by the developing countries as well as the developed countries, and it will get into implementation stage during the next COP. So we are very hopeful with the COP28 as well as with the conference in Geneva, that UAE and international partners will support that. This issue has to be addressed. Otherwise, if we don't address this issue, it will have an impact on our planet, on our climate, and which would have seriously impact us. Absolutely, absolutely. We are already in close talks with the UAE partners, and hopefully you will see a big project in Pakistan in renewables. Even the Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, during his last address, has asked all government buildings to install solar panels on the buildings. So this is one thing that we will be looking forward, because, as I said, UAE has taken a lead in renewables. It is now the world leaders in renewable. They are investing both in technology as well as in projects, be it wind, be it solar, be it any renewable. They are leaders, and Pakistan will be working very closely with UAE, and inshallah very soon you will see fruition of those negotiations that have already started between the two countries. Yes, we are working on this, because this is something very important, because as I said, that UAE is the biggest trading partner of Pakistan in MENA region, and CEPA would provide an opportunity. So and 3 countries have already signed it, and the Ministry of Commerce is in touch with here, and we are working on that, and hopefully that we will also make some significant progress on CEPA, because that would really be beneficial to both UAE as well as Pakistan. There's a possibility. You know, intergovernmental processes take some time, because you have to get involved all stakeholders. So that would be my endeavor, that it should be, because it should finalize before the end of COP28, but we are working on that. One thing that I think that besides trade, human resource, there's one thing that we have to really work very closely with the UAE, is the cultural footprint. We have so much similarity between the two cultures, between the two regions, and Pakistan itself. That, as you're aware, historically, it is the river Indus, the Sindh civilization, Indus Valley civilization, which has contributed so richly to the world heritage. So we would like to bring the Gandhara civilization, the rich Islamic heritage of Pakistan, the Sikh heritage of Pakistan. That is one thing that we'll be able to try to project within the UAE. In fact, if you visited our center in Expo, that was the underlying strong theme of that Pakistani exhibits there, that it is one of the richest cultural and civilizational areas of the world. So that's what we want to do. We want more cultural, music, art, books, that kind of footprint in UAE, and similarly UAE's footprint in Pakistan. This is something, because The people know each other very well. The cultures are so familiar. So culturally, art, music, painting, that kind of collaboration that I'll be working on very closely. Yes, we are working on it already, and I'm in touch with partners in Pakistan and in UAE. That one thing. But let me add one thing that we can also collaborate very actively with UAE is the budding fintech and IT sector in Pakistan. In fact, the last year our exports increased to $3 billion, and we have the manpower which has the skills for programming and coming up with new startups. So that's one thing that I will also be focusing very closely, because I think there is an immense opportunity for Pakistan and UAE to collaborate in the fintech, in the IT, in the startup sectors. As I've already said, that Pakistan has been a very active player in COPs, throughout all the COPs. If you starting from Rio to Glasgow to Sharm el Sheikh, and since we already have the chair of Group of 77 and China, so we will be participating, because if you follow the last COP in Sharm el Sheikh, the way Pakistan negotiated this fund was something that the world really appreciated. In fact, of course, our Minister Sherry Rahman was the leader behind that, but our ambassador in South Korea, Nabil, who had been dealing with climate issues for the last 10 years, both in New York and Islamabad, was the lead negotiator from all 135 countries. And we participated very, very effectively, and our leadership role was acknowledged by not only developing countries on whose behalf we were negotiating, but all the world, in fact. Tourism is one, again, after fintech, IT sector, culture, tourism is one thing that Pakistan, in terms of Pakistan has the highest number of glaciers outside the polar regions. There are 14 peaks over 8,000 meters. 5 of them are in Pakistan. Plus, there are over 100 peaks over 7,000 meters. Plus, our deserts, our plains have such a rich variety. Our deserts in Tharparkar, in Bahawalpur, Cholistan are world renowned, of course. So now, and then I said that Pakistan has a rich cultural heritage dating back to 5,000 years ago. The latest evidence which has been located is even older than 7,000 to 8,000 years ago. So that's what Pakistan would strongly encourage more tourism, not only by Emiratis, but all the nationalities which are living there, to enjoy the rich hospitality, the diversity, the natural beauty, and the most important are the warmth of the people of Pakistan. Because I have been in diplomacy for the last 30 years, and a lot of people who travel to Pakistan for the first time, they come back with beautiful memories, and I've seen it. So that's one thing that I will be strongly working on during my stay in UAE.